Welcome everybody to another episode of Transparency Podcast. I am your hostess with the mostest, Miss Butta B-Rocka. Ooh, Lord Jesus. Listen, it is a beautiful day outside. The sun is shining. If you have not went outside yet, go outside, go for a walk, breathe in that air. It'll be really good for you. Plus, it'll help you exercise. I mean, you can just walk and exercise. You don't even realize. Walk and talk, and you just exercise and doing some good stuff. So, take this time with this quarantine to elevate your mind. You can do so by reading my book, Fear of Failure, Fear of Not Trying. I am an Amazon best-selling author, became one in 7 hours. Also, make sure that you guys go and get Defiant One's Teen Magazine. This is the latest edition, and it has Disney star Jackson Dollinger on it. So that's the news, that's the announcements. Make sure you elevate your mind, even if you don't read those, which you absolutely should. But even if you don't, read something. You know what I mean? So without further ado, I would like to introduce the love goddess herself, Cheri Maree. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great, beautiful one. How are you doing today?
I am doing excellent.
Yay. It's so great to be here. I'm feeling all golden, sharing my time with you. Thank you so much for having me. It's perfect timing.
Absolutely. You look absolutely beautiful. You're radiant right now. You're glowing and everything. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling the vibe over there.
Thank you. And as are you always, I was telling you before we jumped on how very, very proud I am of everything that you are sharing with the world, all of your gifts, how you can just continue to soar. It's just an honor to follow you and just to watch you do your thing. You're very inspiring. So thank you.
I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. So you are an international recording artist. You're an author. I mean, you got it going on. So we're going to dive into some things. You've had the pleasure of performing with Patti LaBelle, Al Jarreau, Hootie and the Blowfish, Brian McKnight, and a whole lot of more people. So can you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Well, as you so beautifully said, I am Cheri Maree, and music is just my life. I've been singing since I was 5 years old. Didn't know that was going to be my career of choice. I actually thought I was going to be a marine biologist. Who knew? But the music bug hit me, and it was something that I couldn't shake. It's just it really is in my DNA. And once I finally committed to finding my way in this music the business we call music, I put in the work, I learned, and I continue to learn as much as I possibly can and to grow. And I think that is what I'm most grateful for, is along the journey with the people that I've had the joy and the pleasure of experiencing the music business with and learning from, that I'm just content to know that I don't know everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that there are always people in the world who are willing to share and give and teach me more and just help me, but I got to be willing to put in the work, and I know you know about that too. You got to be willing to put in the work, and work smart. I've connected myself with people that really love and support me. And otherwise I wouldn't be here if I didn't have the support to do this, because this is the shark-infested business, right?
Yeah.
It's just, and the people that we surround ourselves with is just critical, that we have love around us all the time. And so I'm really, really grateful that, I've had the career that I've had, and it's continuing to grow and to go, and I can do what I'm here to do.
That's right.
This is my divine assignment. I tried to run from it, didn't work. I really tried to run from it, but it wasn't meant to be. I'm meant to do it. I'm born to this.
That is absolutely wonderful. I can definitely relate being a singer myself.
Yeah.
So what was that pivoting moment? You started singing when you was 5.
Mm-hmm.
What was that pivoting moment that said, okay, let me take this serious. This is something I really want to do?
Wow, that's a really great question. The pivotal moment for me was, and I write about this in my book, is when a professor from the university that I was attending, I will not call any names, but after my audition, he got up from the piano and walked over to me and kind of gently put his arm around me, ushering me out of the door, and told me, this is just really not for you. You really need to pick another career, And I was devastated initially, but not long. But just to hear that from the head of the music department was like, it ripped me open.
Yeah.
In the best way possible, because that rip forced me to really get clear about what I wanted, And I was like, no, I ain't thinking about you. I got this. I know that God put this in my heart and in my soul, and I'm going to do whatever I need to do to make this happen. That was really what changed the trajectory. And I had a great friend and brother named James Hemingway, who was at the time working with Rick James. He was the only one I knew at the time, who was doing anything on that level. I knew I needed some advice, and his initial advice to me was, well, look around in your community and see who's out there doing what you want to do, and get under their wing and see what you can learn. And that's what I did. I joined a local band in my hometown, Columbia, South Carolina. Shout out! And just started to grow from there, and just was hungry. I'm still hungry. It's like, okay, well, you need to learn how to sing on keyboard. You need to learn how to do this. And then there's the whole learning how to actually perform, and be a giving artist, a true artist. That's a deep process. We don't really, I don't think, see that much anymore. But I was very blessed and fortunate to be in that kind of a camp where you had to stand flat-footed and handle your business. You had to stand flat-footed and sing, and when it wasn't hitting, it wasn't hitting, and that was okay. I had to learn how to deal with all of that too. It's like it's part of the growing process. So that was the moment that really changed my life. I said, okay, I can take these hits, because I'm getting back up. So keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can relate. When I was 13, we started our group, and man, we was getting our butts whipped. Whipped.
Yes.
But each time it was good for me, because each time I studied and I got better and I got better, and then eventually we start winning everything. So
there you go.
Good process, for you to get that spanking, every once in a while, especially if you can learn from it and rise above it and everything. So, all right. So, what was your big break? How did you get overseas? Like, you've worked with like Patti LaBelle and Al Jarreau and stuff. Like, how? Like, what's up?
Man, so let me tell you, the Patti LaBelle experience. So, man, you're talking about life. So 2 things happened with her that were just mind-blowing for me. The first thing that happened was I was with the group. My late husband had a group, and we were opening for her. Well, in the process of trying to, but what happens behind the scenes, right? If the money ain't right, so will not happen. So we were walking down. It was in the Coliseum, and we were walking down this huge corridor, and we were walking towards each other, right? And I was so nervous. And I was like, oh my God, it's just me and Patti here. Oh my God, what am I doing? Our portion of the show that particular time had been canceled because they were getting the money right? So I was walking up to her, and I said, Miss Patti, I said, I just adore you. We were supposed to open for you, and I'm so sorry that we couldn't, get them warmed up for you. She said, child, By the time they got through all of that, y'all could have opened for us a few times. She said, don't worry about it, we'll do it the next time. She said, now I gotta go get dressed. I said, okay, thank you, bye. I was just like all tripped out of my, wow. But I needed that moment for this reason, because I've always been brought up to know that everybody matters. There are no little parts, there are no little I's or little U's. It's none of that. It's just like all one. And the fact that she took the time to really treat me like a human being with such kindness, I said, that's the way I want to treat you. That's the way I want to make people feel, because that's real for me. It's like everybody matters, And the second time when finally really went down, I was really freaking out. I was having an absolute meltdown, all right? I was walking around like, oh my God, I can't do this. That thing, when it's really big, thousands of people out there, tens of thousands of people. I'm like, oh. One of my late husband's sisters, I guess she just had enough. She literally took her hand, slapped. She slapped me upside my head, Butter. I'm serious. And she said, calm down. You were born for this. I was like, okay. And I did it, but I needed to get centered and to understand that, when God puts you somewhere, that's where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's not happenstance. It's not accidental. You put in the work. You got the promoters together. They said, okay, yo, let's go, and we did. And so really how it happened was just divine. It was just one of those divine things. We were doing our thing, and the promoters needed someone to open for her, and they called, and we were like, yes, and so just really being prepared, being in the space that I was supposed to be in is how it happened. It's just like, that, just staying on it, and that's my back in the bell story.
So you jumped a little bit though.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's good. So because I don't want people to think that you can just do a show that you're gonna get called by a promoter that's gonna put you on patty the bell. I'm positive you had to put in some work, around the scene first, and then I guess you worked with a different promoter that you had been working with, that you had built a rapport with, I'm assuming.
Right. So you're right. And thank you for pumping my brakes. So basically what happened was that we practiced almost every day of the week for no less than 4 to 5 hours. Right? Our bad. It was grueling. Yes. It was grueling. We performed everywhere that we could. We did the Chitlin circuit. We did, I've performed in places where there was a dirt floor. You understand? And I had to go in there and change, and then go out and do my thing. We had to do our thing and be happy and grateful about it, which I really was. But every step of the way was a ladder higher on the rung. A rung higher on the ladder. It's just like we had to be willing to really get in there and put it in, hitting that road. And as you know, that road is tough.
Yeah.
Sometimes sleeping in the van, sometimes,
morning in the van.
Come on, all of that, all of that. Changing, trying not to expose all myself, and it took years of that before the call came, and that particular show was not even from a promoter that we knew. It was actually just a straight cold call. It's like, yo, we see what you're doing. We want to know if you boom, 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 boom. And so absolutely, I'm so glad that you you stopped me there, because it is important that people know that none of what we do, you and I or anybody else that is doing things on a high level, had it happen just overnight. You know, it's a process, and you gotta love the process, y'all. It's not about the money with us. If we had to get paid for what we do from the world, we stay broke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it was just, you gotta be willing to put your heart and your soul into it, put the work into it, and make room for those blessings that are coming through, and not complain. You know, it's just like, yeah, it's hard, but so what? You want it or you don't. It's like that simple for me. You know? And what is required is what is required. You know, and so yeah, thank you for that. That's really important.
Yeah, because like, you know, there's so many people that see us, you know, touring all over the world and working with all these people, and they just assume that we just got it like that. And I mean, to a sense that they think it just happened, like you were just saying, overnight, and they don't realize that, I mean, this is because behind the scenes I put in hours and hours of work, and this is the you know, this is the outcome from that. But you can't just think, I mean nowadays it's a little different, because nowadays I don't really know if you gotta really put in as much as we had to put in back in the day. You could just pop a video up on Instagram now,
right,
and become an overnight success, which is a little irritating, just a little bit.
You better say it. But you know what, sis? The thing is, to have a career is different from having a moment.
That's true. Very true.
So yeah, the videos are popping up and boom, boom, boom. But listen, the reason Frankie Beverly and Maze haven't made an album in decades is because they're true musicians, they're true artists, and they put in the work.
Yeah.
And so for the people who, and that's not to negate the talent that's out there. There's so much beautiful talent out there. If they really want to have a career, they're still going to have to put in the work, even if they have a hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, so it will come, I feel like it will really come back around to what is truly required to be an artist.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad you said that too. Yes, no. The real deal is you got to get in there, roll up your sleeves, and cry a little bit, bleed a little bit, laugh a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We was working with Usher's camp and getting ready for some shows and everything, and we had the same AJ Alexander, who was co-managing Usher, was our co-manager, and he used to have us, I mean, literally running up and down this mountain and up and down these steps, singing. It was so many things that you had to do beforehand. Like, you had to get your stamina right. There were so many things before you even got to the microphone, you know, to start practicing. There's so many different levels, and I think that the art of artist development has gone.
Yeah. It's necessary too.
It is.
You know, I really feel, well, at least let me just say what works for me. When I am blessed enough to have an audience, I have an assignment. My assignment is the same whether it's 1 or 1 million.
Yep.
It's to give and to translate whatever is coming through my spirit, so that people can feel joy, they can be healed, they can do whatever. That is a skill set that is developed. We're born with it, the ability to do it.
Yeah.
But how we do it, how do I show up authentically? Because people know when it is real.
Yeah.
God, they know.
Yeah.
And there was a time when I was, just I just wanted the flash and shine and the boom, boom, boom. That's real, that's human. I'm human. Once I really got serious and got clear about my assignment is when things really, really opened up. It's like, no, I'm not just here to look good or to sound good or for whatever good. I'm here to deliver something that people really need. And so that artist develop, that's to me what artist development comes from. So whether I'm singing, dancing, or whatever I'm doing, it's like, this is a real deal right here, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So, take me through the process of what you're doing right now with this coronavirus. Like, you know, as an artist, we make a lot of our money on stage, and if we're not touring, you know, it's a little tough at times. So, what are you doing to comfort yourself and to take care of your household?
Yes, you're absolutely right, and it's tough. You know, it's tough because what we do, a lot of what we do is real time.
Yeah.
You know, and that has been, it's just come to a screeching halt. There was no real preparation, you know, and so getting creative right now is what we have to do. We're creatives, right? What I've been doing is just being as creative as possible, learning as much as possible about how to continue to increase multiple streams of income online, and doing more lives on social media so that people can see and know who and where I am, and hopefully get some inspiration, some hope, some love from all of what we're doing. Releasing new music. I'm doing every Monday for the next few weeks. I will be reading from my book, Wealthy Woman's Stew, The Journey to Nurturing My Soul. If I may show it to you right here. Sir.
That's awesome.
And it's on Amazon. Thank you. It's basically my life story in a really tiny nutshell, but I wanted to do something that would not only help increase my healing, I wanted to give women the tools to use in their own lives as well, because, you know, my story is really not for me, it's been heard. It's to share, it's to learn from, it's to help, you know, and to serve. And so that's what I really wanted to do when I did this book. And so, and even with the music that I have out now, well, music in general for me, see, I love people like Earth, Wind & Fire and Emotions and Barbara Streisand, and you know, I go back to it because that's the music that feeds me, you know, I love, right? And so with the new song, Love is Rising, I just wanted people to really feel again, feel joy again, feel hope, feel peace, feel a connectedness to one another again. And music, as you well know, has the ability to get into our souls, you know. We don't have to speak the same language. And so that's been my process. And just extending and expanding as much as possible, really, really and truly. But I'm still learning, you know, like I said, I'm a lifetime learner, right? So I'm still learning about what options are available to me and just being open, you know. It's like, I know that we're not here accidentally. That I know. I know that the lessons for us being in this quarantine are huge. We have an opportunity to reset, you know, like globally reset. And so I'm not going to just ignore that. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, I'm being still, and stillness is necessary if we're going to shift humanity forward. If we're going to evolve, if we're going to really get to healing ourselves, it's going to take some work, you know, and so being open to that as well.
How would you describe your sound?
You know, people ask me that often. I can honestly say that because I love so many genres of music, I love jazz, I love soul, I love rock, I love gospel, country, and have performed them all, my sound has really just developed into like combination, amalgamation of all of that, you know. So people have said I sound like, you know, oh gosh, so many different people. They said Pharrell, Rochelle Pharrell, they've said Shaka, they've said Gladys, they've said, I mean, it's just across the board, you know. And so I'm really grateful that I have my own sound that I was able to develop just through my authenticity and just studying the great ones and learning from them what I've learned and continue to learn, and and like Jill Scott and Eric. I mean, there's so many cool artists out there who've already done it, and that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And so taking that, mimicking that, and then developing it into my own sound is really that's the best way I can describe it. And I just really like to leave it up to the listeners. Like, however it hits your soul, I'm cool with. Really. Yeah.
All right. So your album is coming out, your single is coming out in June.
Yes, the official release date is June the 3rd for Love is Rising. And my album, 360 Degree Woman I Am, will be released later in the summer. It's the part 2 of a 3-part series, 360 Degree Woman series. The first one is called Rebirth, 360 Degree Woman Rebirth. So part 2 is 360 Degree Woman I Am. I have no idea what Spirit's gonna give me for part 3, but I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it, and just really grateful to be able to live as an artist and as a musician. It's truly, truly a blessing. I'm working with the amazing Marcus Williams, and I think you know Marcus Williams.
I do.
Yeah.
And I know I saw on your bio that you work with Mo Pleasure as well.
Yeah, that's my dude.
I haven't seen him in a while, but I've been over to his house a few times. Real cool guy.
Yeah, he's a really good dude. He's going to be releasing a song that he and I wrote together, I think later on this year as well. And so with Marcus, we're writing and doing the thing. On Wednesdays, we'll be live, talking about everything on the inside, the inside of music, the stuff that you and I have talked a lot about here, that, you just don't get to share, and share music, and just putting it out there, girl. It's time to be fully transparent. That's why I love this transparency.
It's time. Yeah. It's so crazy because like the quarantine has definitely birthed a lot of different ideas for a lot of people. Transparency Podcast is one of them for me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but fortunately, I injured myself a little over a year ago, and so I haven't been on tour overseas since February of last year because I had a torn meniscus and torn ACL. So me not being able to tour, which that's all I've done for years now, it forced me to have to really begin to get very creative with a lot of stuff. So that's how the Boys Magazine was birthed. That's how the book was birthed. That's how the podcast was birthed and everything.
This is a birthing machine, girl.
That's a baby.
And speaking of touring, I was actually supposed to be in Germany. I'd signed on to be the director of entertainment for this amazing expo that was going to happen this year in Germany. I was working with people from all around the world, Angelique Kidjo, just you name it, just artists from everywhere. I was so hyped, right? I was just like ready to go, and then Corona happened, shut everything down. Everything down. So it's like whatever financially was going to happen, it's a wrap. It's just not happening that way. And so you're right. We're birthing all kinds of amazing things because we've had to just be still. And I'm grateful for it in many ways, heart-wrenched in many ways.
Yeah.
But I understand that this is the assignment we have right now, and so, keep it moving.
Yeah.
Keep it moving.
I just want to just say your energy is just everything to me. From the first time I met you, you had this smile and this glow, and you was very warming and everything. And And everything between us has just been just pure love, and I truly appreciate you. So I just wanted to make sure I just threw that insert in there so you can know how I feel about you. I think you're an amazing woman. So
thank you so much. Don't make me cry. You know I'm a cry baby.
So
thank you, and ditto.
No problem. So you've toured all over the world, from Japan. You did an 8-city tour, Russia, England, Canada. I mean, I don't even know where you haven't been. But what was your most memorable place that you performed, and what show was your most memorable? And and what was the other question I had? What's your most memorable, and who do you want to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
Ooh, wow. Girl, that's loaded right there. And not to be vague, but truly everywhere I've gone, my sister, has been amazing. Just everywhere. The people have been amazing. Just being able to connect with them. Thank God for Google Translator, because baby, listen,
Yeah.
I would be, yeah. I got lost or turned around when I was in Japan the last time I was there. I was trying to catch a train, totally about to miss it, right? These beautiful young students came up to me, ran up to me. They said, "Oh my God, are you lost?" I must have looked really pitiful, right? And I showed them, where I was supposed to go. And then they just kind of motioned this way, and it was the same. I was supposed to get on the same train that they were. So we had the best time sitting on the train. They would say something in Japanese and I translate. And that just warmed my soul to know that I could communicate with someone off stage and really have a real exchange, And so everywhere I've gone, I really love getting into the culture. I go walking, maybe not the smartest thing, works for me. I go walking, I go just to see what is around, and learn as much as I can of the language, just to, like, can you help me? If that ever should come up. And so, yeah, just really everywhere has been memorable. Everywhere has been wonderful. Now, the people that I want to work with, how much time do we have? Some of them have transitioned, man, and we got a lot of our icons and heroes and sheroes that have gone on. But of the ones that are here, I would love to work with Gladys Knight. I would love to work with Barbra Streisand. I would love to work with Jill Scott. I would love to work with Pharrell, because Happy is just like one of my favorite songs of like all time. Gosh, there's so many more that are just slipped out of my brain. Steven Tyler, man, I would even love to work with Steven Tyler. I love him. I love Aerosmith. Anything Earth, Wind, and Fire. Child, if I ever got a call, Earth, Wind, or the Fire.
Or the Fire.
You understand? Or the Fire. I would love to work with you. I really, really would. I think we could do something just super duper dope. Oh gosh, that's the short list. It's longer. It's longer. There's so much great music and so many great artists out there.
Yeah.
That inspire me. Yeah, and there's some hip hop artists that I would really love to work with as well. So I'm a little bit all over.
Yeah, I can dig it. So where can people find you?
I can be found on social media at Cheri Maree, CheriMaree, everywhere. I'm the same chick everywhere. Even my email is at Cheri Maree or CheriMaree@gmail. And I would love to connect with everyone. I'm really easy to find. When you hear from me, it's really me. It's not like a play assistant who's answering all. No, I really love people, and I love hearing what you're feeling, what you're thinking. Um, so you can find my book on Amazon. My music is out there everywhere. If you just Google that name, you don't remember anything else about today. Just Google my name. I promise you, I will pop up, and you have complete access to it wherever you are in the world.
That's awesome. Um, so what is a nugget you would share with someone that's trying to get into this industry?
Wow. Primary nugget. I love your questions too. The primary nugget I would really share from my heart and soul is love what you do and mean what you do. That is those have categories. So loving, if you're just getting into it to be famous, no. If you're wanting to be your authentic self and share the message that you've been given to share, yes, go for it. Surround yourself with people who genuinely care for you and have your best interest at heart. From your lawyer to your friends to your mates to whomever is supporting you in this, and make sure that they're like 100, that they really ride or die, because sometimes people ride and you die in the process. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, just really, really love it. And then get in there, y'all. Lastly, just get in there and do the work. Do the work. Instant fame is cool, but listen, what's going to carry you is what you put into it. Just put your heart and soul into it, and honor our ancestors that have worked hard for us to have these opportunities. Study them, learn your craft, be ye the musician all the way through and through. And to all my vocalists out there, you are musicians. Understand it. Do not let anybody pay you less because they think you just sing. It's the first instrument, and it's the toughest instrument to command, period. Just that would be it. That would be it.
You definitely spoke some wisdom there. Well, everybody heard it from the love goddess herself, Miss Cheri Maree. And we are I am so excited to have you on the show. I want to say thank you so much. And with that, we're going to get off of here. So, guys, I'm going to talk to you guys later, and I will see you later.
Love you. Keep shining, baby.
When I watch you look in my eyes, I can't believe what we've survived. Every moment I'm in your arms, baby, baby, my body feels safe and warm, and I want